As long-time viewers of my channel know, sound is very important to me, and it's also vital to your enjoyment of many entertainment mediums, from good old-fashioned LPs, metal cassettes, or even early CDs. Sometimes the speaker or amplifier were more important than the player. When it comes to movies or games, bass, clarity channels and spatial isolation are absolutely vital, and sometimes nothing is better than quality headphones.
New lap record.
Now hear me out here. I'm a 70s child, so I grew up with headphones, specifically from the early 80s, using them for everything I possibly could. When it comes to games though, the quality, the separation and comfort are even more important due to the dynamic and interactive nature they deliver. Sony's 3D Pulse headsets, which are now available in a premium looking midnight black gloss finish, offer an affordable yet premium package for your gaming actions. They work with a collection of hardware, not just the PlayStation 5. In fact, any device that supports USB connection can simply plug in the included adapter, you plug it into the socket, it automatically pairs, and then you're free to use them and walk around the room. You get much better travel and range than you would with Bluetooth. Unfortunately, you can't use this with things like the Xbox, where you're stuck using the analog choices there of a 3.5mm jack. It still does give you a good breadth of connections by plugging it straight into the Xbox controller, or even go full on retro and plug it into your Mega Drive for some great 16-bit musical action. But you can also use it for things like VR, which is very important, and again, even on other connections using a 5mm sheath to go over the top. It even works with a Sony Walkman.
Hey, talk to me. What's happening?
Now, a very important part of headphones, especially for gaming, is the comfort levels as you play, because you don't tend to use these for short stints. Which these do. They have a cushioned ear cup that encases your ears with a soft PVC-like faux leather. Now these are great for reducing heat and sweat on longer sessions, and they help keep you cool and comfortable while you play and reduce that outside noise by cupping your ears and reducing noise leakage. The dual headband has a rubber padded band that stretches around your head, keeping them snugly fit to a wealth of noggin sizes, but also stopping that firmer top pushing against your head and digging in, causing discomfort. Now I can testify, as someone very conscious and affected by this, it works a treat. A couple of weeks using these on work calls with a built-in mic, listening to music, online gameplay, single player, or for multiple hour runs, they are both comfortable and lightweight. Of course, individuals may find them more or less comfortable, but I'm confident in saying that they are never intrusive to wear for long periods of time. The overall design of the headsets are very good. Like I say, they cup your ears, they're pretty comfortable, they've got a wealth of connections and options on the actual headset itself on the left hand side, so you can automatically mute the mic, adjust the volume up and down. You can set functionality so it listens to your mic or doesn't or does not. You can even hear your own voice in your headset if you want to turn that functionality on. The fact that it has analog connections means it can be used on a wealth of options outside of this, but the dongle works straight out of the box and means it simply plugs in and works with your PS5, your PS4, your Mac, laptop, whatever supports it. Once in using that connection, it gives you the best breadth of choice with the PlayStation 5. So you can control the voice chat, the volume from the headset. And once you've got it set up, it also fully supports 3D audio, which means the Tempest engine of the PlayStation 5, that SPU, can be utilized to enhance the performance and set those balance levels in your head. In addition, you've got the equalizer in the latest version of the PS5 firmware, which means you can go in and set all the three options that are built in, or just predefine your own settings. You've got three functionalities there. You can rename them and then configure them for the game you play. And even if you're using it for voice chat, YouTube and gaming, you can set them specifically to your requirements. And this is a great benefit, being able to flick between them on the headset as well. Overall, it's an exceptional piece of kit in terms of the PlayStation 5, and it works equally as well on PlayStation 4. Plug and play straight in, connect it in, and then you can control the functions again from the earpiece, the volume up and down, mute the microphone, and set all your functionalities. You don't have the wealth of choice you have with the PlayStation 5, but it's still an impeccable piece of sound equipment for your PS4, and it really enhances every single title you play on.
No! Careful there!
Them up. Best guess, we're halfway home.
Some standout titles I jumped straight into is Battlefield 2042. Now this is good across even previous generations of Battlefield titles. The sound design, the mix, the clarity and the bass that the game offers with gunshots, explosions, being able to pinpoint where people are from that spatial sound, the chatter, all of that sounds brilliant here. On the PS4, it sounds better on the PS5 obviously, but it still sounds brilliant. And this headset really amplifies the experience in the in-game chatter, speaking to your colleagues online, and that mixture of in-game sound really emphasizes the enjoyment of the title. Multiplayer titles like this really do benefit from headphones in my opinion. One real big standout title then, the one that I rushed to test, was Returnal. This title is one of my favourites on the PlayStation 5 and already one of my favourites this generation, but in terms of the soundscape it's probably the most accomplished title released thus far. It really does stress the 3D audio, sounds so much better with headphones that I would recommend that's the only way to play the game properly. The sound design of this title really emphasises that ethereal feel every single biome has, making it feel translucent, heavenly, but also dangerous and deadly. Each biome has its own signature, and you really emphasise the best of these headsets with that bass, as all that ambisonic sound effect surrounds you as you're playing around, hearing all the enemies, the organic mix of like a click-click, almost Predator-like in the early levels, to industrial heavy sounds, booming noise, and it just swamps you going through the archive areas. Every single sound in this game is emphasized and increased by the quality of this sound set. Doppler effects, reverb, occlusion, everything in this title is used abundantly, and it's heavily stressing the Tempest engine in terms of pushing all of these 3D sounds throughout the game itself, and the headset just does the absolute best. In fact, it's the go-to title I would use, not only for this headset, but just to show off any sound system at all, even be it a stereo or 7.1. It's an absolute audio treat as much as a visual one.
They built protection. This must have occurred centuries ago.
As a set of headphones, the quality is exceptional, and it's up there with far more expensive headsets. I tested this against the Turtle Beach Stealth 600, which is in exactly the same price range. They're not as good as these. They don't have the clarity, they don't have the bass, and you can't configure them as well. And obviously they don't have the breadth of using them on multiple devices. You have to buy a PS4 or Xbox version, you can't share the two, and there's no analog connection. And that is one big benefit of these headsets. You can buy this for the PS4 or the PS5, but also utilize it for work, for your phone, for your Apple, or even your Xbox by plugging straight into the controller, be that an Xbox One or even a Series X. So this means you've got a great option here to buy one headset that gives you great quality, even using that analog connection, but also get the most out of your PlayStation 5 if you want to go the full hog. The last thing to test is the quality of that inbuilt microphone. As you can hear now, it's certainly not the best. It will do well enough for online game sessions or workshops or team chats, but you wouldn't replace it for even a cheap or half-hearted microphone. So really, it does the job, but it isn't a standout feature at all. As you can hear, the sound difference between a dedicated mic and this is quite substantial, so it's not up there with the best quality, but it is ease of use. It's designed to play online for gaming sessions. If you're streaming, you would have a dedicated mic. It does what it needs to, and that's allow you to play, listen, and speak all in real time on a console or PC. But if you want to use it for things like jumping on a team call and finding out your next problem on your Kanban board, then it also ticks that box very well indeed.
Enemy team score.
So, my final thoughts. You will struggle to find a better headset dedicated to PlayStation 5 or even the PS4, and it really offers exceptional sound quality, clarity and bass that is up there with £150, £200 or more headsets. It also has a great level of options due to that analog connection, means you can plug it into pretty much anything from the last 50 years that has a sound output, and obviously with that dongle you can plug it straight into laptops, PCs or other devices and just get the benefit of wireless sound and still use it on your Xbox. All of those things I cannot argue with. There are some little grumbles, like I say, the connections on the side, the buttons are very small, they're very plasticky, and they can be hard to differentiate between each other. And obviously I do have a slight concern around that faux leather padding around the ears, because unfortunately, as disgusting as it may sound, wearing these headsets you do sweat, which means it can wear through, and over a period of time that might start to break and pull away. It hasn't done it yet, but I think the risk is there, or a possibility in the future. Overall, it really wipes the floor with the Stealth 600 from Turtle Beach that I tested it against, which is in exactly the same price range, and I think you would struggle to find a headset that ticks all those boxes and offers the best bang for buck. At £90 or $100, it really is an exceptional addition to your PlayStation 5 catalogue.
Yeah, I was going to say, if one guy could at least come back in and you two...
Hostiles have decrypted the firewall.
Guys, I think there's
The
like two
laptop
or three
location
at
is
the door.
compromised.
Open the door.
Protected at all costs.
And that's it for another video and these hardware reviews. But if you do like what I put together here anywhere else on the channel, then you can help support me by subscribing down below, liking, sharing, and all that good stuff. And obviously, if you're as much into sound as I am, you can also check out my long-running history of video game sound. The link is down below or on screen. Part 2 will be coming up very soon. And again, it's a big part of something we take for granted in video games. And as we've just covered, it really is a massive part of our enjoyment. Anyway, I'll catch you very soon on the next one.
Well, now, give me the gun. You don't know what you're doing. You're a star. You could have killed me.